From an original entry of 30 boats, these the finalists for the men's lightweight double sculls.
And I guess if you were anyone else in this race except the Danes, you'd have to say that you were racing for second place, because the Danes have looked absolutely unbeatable all season. If you're going to try and beat them, you've got to go out and stay with them, be competitive in the first 500 metres.
And what's extraordinary is how they're physically so different.
Absolutely. You've got in the stroke seat Rasmus Quist, only 1m73, 5'8", and then his partner Mads Rasmussen, much taller, but gives lie to the myth really that you have to be tall to row, because this guy is one of the best rowers in the world, and at his height too.
But look at the start made by the Italians, two from the bottom of the picture. Maybe they feel a little bit chased after the success earlier in the day from the lightweight quadruple scull, which of course contained Leonardo Pettinari, the former partner of Elia Luini, who's sitting there in the stroke seat, Marcello Miani in the bow there, and you can see the Italians 41 strokes, and they've really started strongly. But the British also a good strong start right on the far side there. Zach Purchase, a world champion just a year ago in the individual lightweight single scull, now with his partner Mike Hunter, and those two certainly looking for a medal.
Yeah, they're looking for a medal, but I have to say the Italians have been very brave taking on the pace from the Danish there. But as we look at those Italians, just a little look across there from the Italian bowman Marcello Miani. He can see the Danes, but also the story this season with the British. They've been habitual silver medalists in 2 of the World Cups. Fantastic pace they've showed in their first season as a double scull.
If you want to talk about pace, then we better talk about Rasmussen and Quist, a new world best time in World Cup Regatta number 2 in Amsterdam, 6:10.22. And just at this particular moment, they're easing their way towards the front. But here are the boys, Martin, who were in 4th place last year, Sam Belts and Tom Gibson from Tasmania.
Yeah, very, very good Australian double scull. Very technically smooth, as we've come to expect from all the Australians. But, well, you'd certainly not feel any surprise that the Danes have hit the front this early in the race. The Italians have gone out, tried to go with them, but over there on the far side, the British double of Zach Purchase and Mark Hunter, when they arrived here early in the week, I thought they looked fantastically sharp. They've had a great training camp in Breisach, and a bit of a surprise in their semi-final row that they only finished in 3rd place behind Japan, but they're certainly strong favourites for a medal here.
I get the feeling that Kazushika Ura and Daisaku Takeda of Japan need to make a move to get themselves back in this race here, because they're a little bit too far off the pace, particularly as the Danes are beginning to push on here, along with the Greeks, 2 from the top of the picture.
Absolutely. It may be with the Japanese that they were so pleased just to get that Olympic qualifying place for making the final, but the Danes really, well, they're out for only one result to win this race, being number 1 as they have been all season.
Coming to halfway, and they've got a definite lead now over Greece. That's Dimitrios Mougios and Vasilios Polymeros, 2 from the top of your picture. Polymeros, of course, an Olympic bronze medalist back in Athens at Chinias with Skia Thetis. That was a famous moment that brought the crowd to their feet in those stands as we see the Italians. Just a note about the Olympic qualifying. 11 boats qualify from these World Championships to Beijing, so not just these 6, but the first 5 in the B final earlier today. That was Hungary, Germany, China, France and Austria occupying those other 5 places, including, of course, Zsolt Hurling and Tamas Varga of Hungary, former world champions in this boat class.
Yeah, they finished 2nd in Lucerne, but Vasilis Polymeros, the Greek strokeman there, he won the world singles title in Gifu. Very strong lad, and he's looking across. He's made his move in the second 500, just ahead of the chasing pack. Is it going to be enough? Because Great Britain have got a very strong second half, as we see their strokeman Mark Hunter. This is his first proper Olympic final. He's been sculling for many years, and just a mark of how much Britain's come on this year. Teamed up with Zach Purchase, and they've been in real medal contention, but have got a lot to do to move back on the Greek double.
But look at the Danes, they're just a joy to watch.
Absolutely, and I think 5'8" we've said for the Danish strokeman Rasmus Quist, but he's got such a long arm reach. It's the breadth of his arms, his outstretched arms will have a real measurement, because that crew is really long forward.
And all the action is on the far side of the regatta course, and it is Denmark and then Greece and Great Britain. The Australians on the near side out of picture would be just about, I reckon, in 4th place as we come through to the final quarter, and Denmark looking very smooth, very economical, doing what they need to do. And quite ready to answer a question if it's posed to them. But at the moment, everybody's staying, as it were, a respectable distance off them.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can look at the look on the Danes' faces. I mean, they're absolutely focused on one thing, making that double move as quick as they can. They're just edging out for clear water on the Greeks, but here come the British making their move.
Yes, and whilst they're doing that, the Italians are going absolutely the wrong way. If I was one of those two guys in that boat, I'd be really concerned about my place next year. But next year is next year. Here are the Greeks, and they're holding off Great Britain. Polymeros being very cagey, keeping an eye on Zach Purchase there. Meanwhile, the Danes have just lifted the rate again.
Yeah, there they go. The Danes have lifted the race because the Greeks and the British are battling for that silver and bronze medal. So the Danes know that they've got to keep pushing on, but they still look smooth. They've got a sprint finish within them with 200 metres to go. They can play with this field, and I think they're even moving away a little bit now.
Yeah, the power's really on. Look at the Australians on the near side. This is an impressive finish. They're really charging at the moment. They've left themselves with far too much to do. And unfortunately, they're right across the wrong side of the regatta course, so they're not amongst the race pace. But Denmark coming towards the line here. Greece holding Great Britain. It's a real charge. But look how easy the Danes are compared to the other two crews on the far side. They're really working hard. Not that the Danes aren't, but they've got this so much within their grasp here. They won the World Cup in Linz. They won the World Cup in Amsterdam, they won the World Cup in Lucerne, and now they've taken the world title, they've defended the world title. Greece a fabulous silver, Great Britain take the bronze, Australia in fourth place, and then almost a photo there, I think Italy just ahead of Japan. Less than 6 seconds between the field, but Denmark simply superb. Greece a real confidence-boosting performance, and Great Britain condemning Australia once again to fourth. For Rasmus Chris and Mads Rasmussen, bring on the Olympics.